we are in the Radisson Blue waterfront in Stockholm, Sweden. Notice the modern design. You might call it Danish design, but we're in Sweden, so I suppose it's Swedish design. And here's our view. Here goes Stu and Katie. We are here in Stockholm, and we're heading to Gamla stan, which is the original part of Stockholm. It's on a small island. Over there is the city hall, where they have the Nobel Awards dinner. This was a private residence at one time.
Used to belong to one of the nobles. I like that building. I think it's beautiful.
It's a court of appeals now.
Yeah, now it's a court of appeals.
This is the parliament. They just glassed in the top for more space. This used to be a street. Now it's a pedestrian mall lined with restaurants and other things for tourists.
Lots of tourists.
And right here in the white building is where the Prime Minister lives. Residence, and yes, there's some security up there, but nothing in front. And then the Foreign Department is right next door. From the Prime Minister to the Foreign Bureau to the Opera House.
The glass part, the top part of it.
This is all the Houses of Parliament, and look at all the detailed decoration and the flowers and the capitals. This is a royal palace where the king used to live. The government officials have small apartments here just for a short time. They have their houses elsewhere.
Church building, and then you see little chapels. Do you see sticking out on the sides? That's where, when another king died, they just add another chapel for him and his family. It's not open unless it's open in the summer, and it's just full of coffins. And
will they let you take pictures in here?
Yeah, okay. You can do that.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
No, I know.
You're in trouble.
These are old tombs over here on the side.
And it's the me, and there's the princess with a little lamb.
Marvelous statue of St. George killing the dragon. More tombs on the floor. Tomb up here. There's a big bell. Here's the altar. Beautiful silver work. This altar piece with the silver was cleaned a couple years ago when the royal princess got married. Before that, it was all tarnished. There's two pews here that are just for the royal family, right up front. Now this is quite a pulpit. And evidently that's the pulpit that's still used today, because today we have a microphone. There's a gorgeous, huge pipe organ in this church. This is the National Museum.
That
And
could
100
be.
years
I
ago,
don't- he's
this
coming
was
one of these
country
days.
land.
Really?
Yeah.
And now it's a very fashionable address. This is the Royal Palace. And we have lots of police helicopters overhead. I guess these are the guys who are leaving.
No doubt.
She may know.
Here's the back of the cathedral.
Their meetings.
It's a narrow street. This would have been an old gas lantern. And this is the street we just came through. You can see how narrow these rooms are. And an occasional vehicle goes down the street. This would have been the sign of a business. Here's another
Down
one.
There is where the same statue from the church. Only now it's in
Oh,
bronze.
there's another St. George and the Dragon.
But in Sweden, we don't really have anything as old as this in the city.
Huh.
Because
Like some
either
of the
the Russian burned them in the 18th century all along the coast, or they burned because people were careless with fire. And so most cities are just square, you know, like this.
This is a very quiet, untouristy street. Very pretty. You see all the business signs and the lanterns.
Even after. Not after.
Here's the waterfront, and we see a cruise ship in port. And over here is an amusement park. And the sailing ship is a youth hostel. Under the bridge here, there is a lock, because the other side is a lake. In the 18th century, this is where all the merchant ships docked. And over here, the houses were owned by the merchant companies, and they were quite elegant. Here's a beautiful old building. It looks very Dutch. If you were arriving at the Royal Palace in the 1700s, you would have come up these steps and then across here, and right up there is the Royal Palace. This is the only garden area for the Royal Palace, and way back when, some king and his family said there's not enough room for the kids to play, so they moved to the country. On the end of the palace here, there's a waterfall. Not that we can see it very easily. So all these boats here go to various islands out here in the archipelago.
The brown building.
The Grand Hotel looks rather elegant.
It is.
And these are all ferry boats out to the islands. These are the expensive homes. Beautiful roof lines.
Yeah, you can say that again.